Are you considering a move to Florida? Well, I'm going to tell you some of the worst things about living in Florida. So I'm just going to get down and dirty and let you know all the things that I personally hate about living in Florida. But before we do, I want you to subscribe to our channel because we have lots of good information about Florida and the real estate market. And I want to introduce myself. My name is Brandie. I'm a local realtor here with the Mathison-Klein group at Keller Williams Realty. And we're going to get started right now. So I personally have lived in Florida now for about 20 years, with the exception of a 5-year stint when I was in the military. And I have to be honest with you, when I first moved here, I was in high school, I really did not like Florida. There was a lot of things that I did not like about it. And I also have to say that it's grown on me over the last 20 years. But I'm going to share with you some of the things that I like the least about living in Florida so that you can take this into consideration when you are considering a move to Florida. One thing to be aware of, but don't be too afraid of, is the fact that Florida has alligators. I know it sounds a little bit scary, and just know that if you are going out to any large body of water, a lake or anything along those lines, you will likely just assume that there's an alligator or several alligators in the lake. Now, they're more afraid of you than you are of them. And for me, that's pretty afraid. I've never had a bad encounter with an alligator. I have seen several alligators in the lakes and things like that. So you just got to be cautious and careful. If you have a little dog, don't have them out and about near a lake, because they might have that for dinner. But in any case, just know that alligators are here in Florida. If you haven't seen on the news, Florida has hurricanes. So we have what we consider hurricane season every year, and it goes from June 1st all the way through to November. And so every year they project how many hurricanes are going to be coming through. And in my lifetime that I have lived in Florida, I've probably been through like, as far as the hurricanes that were like really effective in the area that we live in the Central Florida area, there's probably been about 5 or 6 different hurricanes that have been pretty major. One actually went all the way through the eye, went through our city. And so it was a little bit scary. Fortunately, we didn't sustain much damage and things like that. But you do have to know that with hurricanes, you need to have hurricane coverage with your insurance. And insurance coverage for your home can be a little bit more expensive by living in Florida. That also depends on where in Florida you live. Now, I will say that Central Florida, where we live, is some of the cheapest insurance because we're smack dab in the middle of the state. So we're not along either of the coastlines, which could incur a lot more insurance coverage and expense. Probably the thing that I don't like the most about Florida is how hot and humid it can get, especially in the summertime. So during the summertime, your heat index, which means, it might be like 95 degrees, but it would really feel like it's 115 degrees. Yeah. So imagine 115 degrees on top of a 60 to 90% humidity rate. It kind of feels like you're sitting in a sauna if you're outside. So, if you like outdoor activities and things like that, you likely will be close to water or you'll have access to air conditioning. For me personally, I pretty much stay in air conditioned in the summer months. Now, the winter and spring months are absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. So don't let it totally negate, but I do need to let you know that it's really stinking hot and humid during the summer months, and it's not enjoyable, at least not for me. You might love it. So another thing that I don't like is I-4 traffic. I have to say that I think that I-4 is probably one of the worst roads in America. The traffic jams, the accidents, all of that, and like literally it's been under construction since I've lived here. And I don't know if it will ever not be under construction. So just try to avoid I-4 at all costs. So as you know, one of the benefits of Florida is that we have Walt Disney World, we have SeaWorld, we have Universal, and along with that comes tourists. So Orlando area is the #1 vacation destination in the world. And so you just got to go with the flow and know that in certain areas of town, you're going to have a much higher influx of tourist traffic. People really not paying attention when they're driving. So you'll find and know what those touristy areas are. And you, fortunately, can go and enjoy all of those touristy things as well. But typically, the locals live far enough away from those touristy areas where we don't have to deal with all of the touristy traffic. And last but not least on my list is the roaches and bugs. Yeah, these roaches are not small. They're like big and they fly, they have wings. The good news is that they're totally harmless and they cannot hurt you. We also have these things called love bugs, and that was an experiment gone bad at a college campus. Now the love bugs are also completely harmless. They just come in droves and they're come in 2 different seasons of the year, and they just splatter all over your car. So you pretty much need a daily car wash. They will, if you don't get your car washed on a regular basis, they can start chipping the paint off of your car. So just make sure that you stay on top of that. But overall, you just gotta, if you own a house in Florida, you want to make sure that you have pest control to maintain the bug situation. So I hope that this is helpful. If you want to find out more information about moving to Clermont, moving to the Central Florida area, be sure to check out our playlist that has all the things that you need to know about moving to the Central Florida area.